Okay, welcome to the May the 5th 2019 developer blog video for Production Line. I am Cliff Harris, I am the programmer and designer of the game. And we're doing these occasionally now. I used to do them every Sunday. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of random. I did actually do another video yesterday. If you look at the channel, subscribe to the channel. Please like and subscribe. It's what gives my life meaning. If you look at the channel, there was another video yesterday, and it was like a programming video about optimizing a star, which was about Production Line, but it was very technical and for like C++ programmers, looking at the tools that I use to work out what slows the game down and where it slows down. And there's a lot of comments on that video that I haven't read yet, but I'll reply to later, which were very interesting. So I did that, but this is more of a sort of general video about the game. Let me just load up my latest game, and I'm going to talk about the stuff that we've changed recently, and what's been going on, and a little bit about I don't want that to trigger yet, so I'm just going to stop it there. A little bit about my factory layout as well. So we've done a load of things. There was a lot of balance changes. Some of the real late game stuff got made more expensive, like shipping and paperwork slots, fit computer, fit electrical components. At the start of the game, the slots, by which I mean these things here, they seem fairly expensive to put down, but in the late game they seem trivial, and so I've tried to rebalance that a bit. So in the late game you don't research something and then just go spam, spam, spam. You actually think about what they cost. So yes, some changes were done then. Something that was reduced in its research cost is the smart junction, which I'm going to talk about smart junctions in a little bit. What else did we do? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I fixed a bug to do with supply stockpiles. Basically these were rate limited, so this is a supply stockpile here. Oh my god, that's loud. That's a supply stockpile there. They were rate limited in terms of how quickly stuff could go out, but they weren't rate limited in terms of how quickly stuff could go in, and this caused all sorts of problems where you could be waiting forever to have something delivered to you. That was a bug that a user pointed out, and is now fixed. It was sort of a bug. I mean, I wanted to rate limit them, but in practice that doesn't really work. We had some crash bugs, pretty rare ones, that we fixed to do with deleting these occasionally. This changed a lot. Not this, not that useful. This here has changed a lot. In the bottom value used to be 5,000. No one priced a car at 5,000. It's now 9, and the way this works has been fixed. So it makes a lot more sense. You might not know, but if you hate sort of doing this and going, oh, too expensive, too cheap, too expensive, you can use the scroll wheel. The scroll wheel always goes in $500 chunks. You can only adjust it in $500 chunks. So you might kind of like put it roughly where you want, and then go, okay, bonk, 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 bonk. Now, if you don't have a scroll wheel, get a new mouse. But if you're playing on a laptop and you don't have a scroll wheel, I've decided to add these little buttons here. These are new, so they do exactly the same thing, up or down by 500. I think at the top range it's non-linear, so we go up and down by 1,000. And also that scale there is very different to this scale, to this scale, to this scale. So it's not a simple slider. It's cleverer than it looks. This isn't in yet. This will be in the next update, which I will probably push to the Steam Unstable build this afternoon, and we'll go in at some point. So if you don't see that, that's because I only put it in yesterday, and I was like taking advice from a load of people on Twitter and Facebook and everything as to how it looked. So anyway, so that is something. This is something that has changed, and that's changing even more. What else was there? Let me just look at my little list here. Yeah, we fixed 2 other crashes that are so rare I won't even bother going through them. Yeah, we changed some of this, some of the requirements for some of this stuff. So if you look at some of the manufacturing stuff. I need to find one. I can't remember which ones I did now, but some of these I changed some code because it was possible with some stuff. I think aircon was one. It was possible to manufacture aircon, I think, it might be an aircon, before you could actually fit it to the car. So that didn't really make any sense. You need the experience of fitting it to the car before you can actually manufacture it. And it's kind of non-intuitive because the player could research something that they can't use, which is obviously bad. So that's been fixed. Yeah, the copy from slot thing. Yeah. With supply stockpiles, you have this thing called copy from slot. This is currently linked to fit wing mirrors. So I can go copy from slot, and then I can go to, what was the example? It was fit fuel tank. If I go to fit fuel tank, like that, right? Obviously I've screwed up my entire, what was it? It was wing mirrors, wasn't it? I have to put it back. So it then looks at what have you, what is needed by fit fuel tank with all the upgrades that you have researched and are available. You know, what should I be stockpiling? What it used to do is just do that. What it also does now is it looks at any what we call powertrain overrides. So with fit fuel tank, if you have an electric powertrain, it won't fit a fuel tank. It'll fit a small battery pack or a large battery pack if you've researched it. And this bit of code just never did that. It never thought to think there are some overrides here. If you haven't researched electric powertrain, it won't add this because it knows it doesn't need it. I need to check actually that it will then automatically do the powertrain override if you research that. I must make a note of that. Anyway, it happened to me once that I did this and it wasn't adding small battery pack. So anyway, I fixed it. Oh my god, I've forgotten already, haven't I? What was it? Fit wing mirror. Blah blah blah. Fit wing mirrors. There we go. So that's the thing. The post-research screen now takes powertrain into account. Yes, right. Now watch and learn, young Padawan. It was May the 4th yesterday, so I forced myself to watch Revenge of the Sith, thinking that's the best one of the prequels. It definitely is the best one of the prequels. But oh my god, there's some bad bits in that movie. There's some bad acting and there's some really bad dialogue. Anyway, research is about to trigger and amazing things should happen when it does. Come on, right, there we go. Right, okay, we researched large battery pack. So what am I going to do? I'm going to upgrade all the slots so they can all fit it. And now I'm going to click on edit models. Ta-da! This used to show you everything because you know, because it would, because there's no restriction on what car body styles can have a large battery pack. But in fact, you can't have a large battery pack if you don't have an electric powertrain, and currently only one of my cars has an electric powertrain. So it will only show you this one. Again, this happened to me. I saw all of them and I clicked apply to all by mistake. So it set large battery pack to all the cars, and if you do that, it will automatically toggle it to be electric powertrain, which you probably don't want here. Okay, you might decide to do that at another point, but you probably don't want it here. So it only shows you the cars for which that is applicable. It's a small thing that makes the game better because it prevents you screwing up and making a silly mistake, not like a strategic or tactical mistake. Yeah. Right, one other thing that has changed, and then I'm going to talk about general things. I'm feeling a bit hyper. One thing that's changed is in the showroom there used to be a really rubbish button that looked like it was hacked in for debug reasons here called discounts, and that's because it was hacked in for debug reasons. Anyway, I've decided that was rubbish, and there's loads of room here, and I even checked in German, I think. And so discounts is now its own tab, and we have little icons here to remind you what they are. So that's defects, that's the universal features that you'll get a red warning, and that's uninstalled features for which you'll get a yellow warning. And obviously you can add new ones. I haven't got scroll wheels working on this yet. It's not that much of a priority because these are really long and they only go up in 5% chunks anyway, so it's kind of trivial. I don't know. Anyway, so we moved that there. If you're thinking, oh my god, where is the discount button? I can't see my discounts. They'll all still be there anyway. They're in there. What's currently going on? Yeah, well, look, Christ, I've got nothing in the showroom. Things are too cheap. Damn. Right, okay. I think this is the first video, it might be the second video we've done since the expansion, the doors that go like this expansion, which allows you to have supercars and crazy doors. So if you haven't seen it, like this is the new supercar. It's lovely. If I had one, I'd be tempted to have black and then black wheels, but I don't know. I sometimes think that my car is too black. Gold wheels go with nothing. Gold wheels are just for people who like, I have too much money. Maybe I should gold plate my wheels or my car. I once saw what looked like a gold plated Aston Martin in Kensington. I just think, it doesn't look cool. It just looks tacky. Anyway, oh, I'll turn black off. So yeah, this is the supercar. It's lovely, and it also has all of the different fronts. So you can do that. You can do that. You can do that, and all the different wheels for it and all the rest of it. They are tacky, aren't they? It's possible. I actually think those wheels look pretty cool. They're classy, but I think, like, if you had to have wheels, what would you have? Maybe them. Maybe them. Gold wheels just make it insanely expensive. And we have different types of door. So we have those. We have those. You can have a panoramic sunroof, which is kind of cool. Scissor doors, or just like the old-fashioned, cheap and tacky-looking car. What did it have? Did it have butterfly? I think it had butterfly, didn't it? They're the most expensive. If you are playing with the expansion, something I should point out to you is actually adding those door fitting capabilities is very expensive. Like, you can go bankrupt doing this, and I'm going to point this out to you. This is a little test factory of mine. It's a small one, which I started again from scratch. And down here is where I fit the doors. And I think, oh, hang on, no, yeah, this is the wrong factory for it. This is the wrong factory, isn't it? Because, hang on, they're not doors. What am I talking about? Here they are. Yeah, no, it's the right factory. Right, here we go. Here's fit door panels, and the upgrades include. Oh shit, we don't have butterfly doors there. Did it have gull wing? It had scissor. Oh, yikes. I better fix that. It had scissor wing doors. Where is it? Roof. Scissor. I think it had scissor. No, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. I think it had butterfly. Anyway. Scissor doors, gull wing doors, scissor doors. So did it have butterfly here? Yeah. Oh, well, I screwed it up. The butterfly doors upgrade is $155,000. Now, to put that into perspective, the car alarm is $3,000. Central locking is $3,000. Keyless entry is $3,000. Lane departure warning system is $4,000. So to reiterate, the butterfly doors upgrade for fit door panels is $155,000. I don't know what is involved in fitting butterfly doors, but I would imagine it's a lot of hassle. It also takes ages. So we have reflected that, and it's the same. Gull wing is $182,000. I think scissor wing there, $275,000. Now, if you've got 4 fit door panels and you go, oh yeah, upgrade scissor wing, it's going to cost you $1 million just to like retool for that, right? So you probably don't want to do that unless you are swimming with money. And this is where me wanting to chat about smart junctions comes in. If you're not using, I've got such an itchy nose. If you're not, so professional. If you're not using smart junctions, you're playing the game wrong. Okay, research them, they're great. Here's one, here's another. So what this one does here is it sends cars this way if they have gull wing doors. Okay, so feature that goes left, gull wing doors. Everything else goes straight. We have another one here for scissor doors, which feeds into the same thing. The reason I've done that is that you can't have 2 features on a smart junction, but you can like chain them like this. So basically, if you've got scissor doors or gull wing doors, you go to this one here. and it has the scissor doors expansion and the gull wing doors expansion. Everyone else will go this way. So all the normal cars, and also bizarrely the butterfly ones, will go down here. That allows me to only do this upgrade, to only spend on this upgrade once, which saves me like $750,000. The other thing that it does is it means that, because look how long it's taking. It takes forever to fit these things. This is gull wing doors, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it is. You can see the little cutouts in the roof. It takes forever to fit fancy doors, so you will end up with a huge backlog. There you go, gull wing doors. So if you split things off like this, so that the ones that take a long time go off through their own smart junction, then you ensure that the rest of the production flow keeps flowing, and that you don't get a kind of mismatch later on. If you really want to be efficient, it's essential. Smart junctions are essential. Here's another use of smart junctions here, which a lot of players have done already, and they've done more complicated ones where they feed back. Really, that should loop round the other way. Don't need that. That's unneeded. So this is a smart junction saying if you've got a defect, go right. So earlier on in the map, for example, here. Yeah, that's interesting the way I've done that. So here we go through visual inspection, and we might have discovered a defect. There you go, there's a defect. So that car's got a problem and it's not fixed. So when that gets here, it should turn right and go and get fixed. Boom, there it goes. What you can do is then loop that round backwards, so that if the defect isn't fixed, and look, it wasn't, we failed to fix that defect, it would keep going round until it was fixed. Smart junction is really important for that, because fixing defects takes time depending on how bad the defect is, and depending how many defects you have. So they can really slow down the game. If you just stick rework in your production line without a smart junction, or without multiple crisscrossing lines, you will have performance problems, you will have efficiency problems in your factory. So it's really worth using smart junctions for that. I use them several places here. There's another one here doing exactly the same thing. So look, I've got two visual inspections here. I branch out because they're a little bit slow, the visual inspection, 1 minute 51. So then I kind of loop round this and only go through it if there is a defect. So again, that one should turn right there. There it goes. And that way I'm not interrupting the flow down here. And we've got a similar thing here where polished paintwork goes right through the polished paintwork slot. If you don't have polished paintwork, you just keep going. That reduces the number of polished paintwork slots that I need. What else is there to say about smart junctions? There are some mods for smart junctions as well, I've noticed. I've got like every mod on Steam Workshop installed in this, just because I temporarily needed it to load in someone's save game. Okay. So I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing next, because I do have a list. I am more organised than you would think. Yeah, there's a little thing that when you delete a slot, it leaves behind a little bit of a resource conveyor. I'm going to try and fix that maybe today. There is a really weird bug that drives me mad, where occasionally cars like that, when you zoom out about there, are invisible until you zoom in. And I've gone through the code so many times trying to work out what causes that, and now I can't get it to happen, and I know it isn't fixed, but it's like 1 in 1,000 plays or something. I test the game a lot, but the thing is I can't detect it programmatically. I have to just sit and play all the time to detect it. It's a real pain. I'm working on that. I know some people find that after about 2 hours the music stops playing. I don't know why. I'm working on that. It's minor, but it's like, it should be fixed, right? I'm going to put in a button at some point on the options screen here to reset all of the advice. So this stuff, I can tick a box and say don't bother me again. At the moment there's no way to turn that back on, so I'm going to put that in. And then I'm just like considering ways to make the game more fluid and easier to play in general. I think the performance is pretty good. I think the scale of it is pretty good. I would like to add to it a lot. I still love working on this game. Some people were annoyed saying you can't release DLC because the game's not finished. No game is ever finished, you just stop working on it. It's like a movie. I mean, Star Wars was finished in 1977, but they still went back and made changes to it. And I do still really like working on it, and it's selling pretty well, which is great. So what I'm getting at is I'm always open to ideas, right? So if you have this idea for the game, saying not like a huge idea, like why can't it be in 3D? Why can't I rotate the map? Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? But if there's like smaller scale ideas, especially if you work in a car factory. I'm one of the few people who, when you say I work in a car factory, it's actually, wow, really tell me everything, because I'm really interested in like how it's done. Like I really want different robot animations, but the trouble is you can always have 8 of them, so they can't like bash into each other. So, you know, I would love to have special ones that just fit the roof or something. But then it's so tricky to find a way to do that still allows for extra ones. I just don't know. And I've seen some video from car factories where robots kind of hang from the roof, and that's just so cool. Anyway, I'm always open to ideas is what I'm getting at, in terms of extra stuff we could add to the game, or things that you think suck that could be fixed really easily, little annoying little inconveniences that you kind of think, why can't I click here to do this? Or I find myself doing this a lot and that's annoying, is there a way to automate that? Or, you know, when you hover the mouse over here, why can't you tell me X? Because you must have that data. Whatever. I am always interested in feedback about the game. I don't do everything because some things aren't impractical, some things are just bad ideas, and some things there will be technical reasons not to be able to do it. But you know, I love feedback on what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll probably do more programming videos if people like that one. This is Production Line by Positech Games. It is on the Steam store, it is on GOG, it is on the Humble store, and you can buy it direct from us at www.positech.co.uk. That's where we get most of the money. Please like and subscribe, etc. Please subscribe to PewDiePie. No, don't! That was a mistake. Subscribe to me. And I don't know when I'll do another video, but it'll be soon. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. No, I won't see you next week. I've turned into a robot that cannot even form sentences. Too much work. I will see you when I see you. Don't be so needy. Bye.